Welcome to Ma'am's Talk, where Ma'am's Talk Survivor. With me as always is our recent boot, Jess, who would typically come in at the end of the episode, but I think in this case, it makes sense for her to join in the actual conversation as we've heard enough from you. I don't know that we need an interview.
Sorry, you don't want to hear what I have to say. You're hearing more
No,
from me.
we don't need it. Yeah, we're hearing more from you, just not in like a formal interview stance. And also here to shed some light on this particular vote out is our wonderful darling CJ.
Hopefully shed some light.
Yeah, yeah. And also just give your thoughts about what's going on. So
Give
what were
my
our thoughts
thoughts.
on this episode, first of all?
I hated
Um,
this.
Hot take, hot take.
No,
I'd
but it was
say,
a jam-packed episode.
It's a
yeah,
juicy episode.
Hmm
it's
CJ's trying to make a lot of moves. It didn't pan out.
yeah, no, when I watched this episode, the word that comes to mind is woof. I'm just
I
like,
feel you.
it's crazy. It's yeah, no, man, it's tough because again, I don't want to spoil things or whatever, but the game is a tough one so and trying to do as much as I was trying to do in the time that we had for that day was just rough. It was rough.
Yeah.
But I also look back at this episode, I'm like, why do I look so dumb? Like I
Oh, I thought
felt
you were,
like
I
I
thought you
had
were gonna say good. I was like, because you have like a little like devilish charm going on.
maybe I
It's
just
like,
hold
you know
myself
how
to such weird standards. Yeah.
maybe this is a hot take, and I feel our other man, Frankie, shares this thought as well, that somehow when people go on Survivor, they get like hotter a lot of the time. And I felt like you had that going for you a little bit. You were like kind of like very like rugged and woodsy, like you really like leaned into it in the like 8 hours we were here.
Yeah,
Whoa.
you went method with the Survivor.
Like
Gas
you
me
look like you had
up.
been out there for a while, but I mean that in like a complimentary way.
I think the look really fit with the clearly unshaven face and
Yeah.
the I
Yeah.
don't even know where that hat is now, by the way, that I
Oh
have
my God,
or
a
was
relic.
wearing. Yeah, I'll have to dig it up, maybe bring it back if I ever get on Survivor again. But yeah, no, I think I agree with
You
you.
have
I
to send
think
in an application.
applications, of course,
Yeah.
video, we need to audition. It's
Yeah.
not
Hmm
just, this walk on as it were. Uh
Yeah.
but yeah, no, that was a look, and I did note that many a time
Wait,
watching that
can you
episode.
reveal your shirt currently or your hoodie?
Yes, can you see this is my
Oh, we can
Venom
see.
hoodie. The
Hell yeah.
addition of the hoodie is the sleeves that say Venom
I
as
I
well as
I need to like really stamp that this Venom shirt slash hoodie, like you have a whole Venom attire now because of the lore of this like character that you played, which
a
is
hundred.
yourself.
Oh my goodness, this is the original
This is the
I think
Venom
wow.
so.
shirt origin.
I
It's
think
so
so.
it's so crazy. I didn't because I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, what did I do that apart from wearing this shirt all the time, but then like wearing it during a Survivor thing, I was like, did I do anything else to warrant this Venom icon thing? And here we
Yeah.
are.
And
I've been fully embraced it.
we love that. And like this is not a spoiler or whatever, but like for season 2 when we were doing this, it's 2 days instead of one. And while we were coming up with like what should people wear, I was like, I don't think you should be able to change your shirt. Like I'm just thinking about like the iconicity of some people's outfits here. And if like all of a
Yeah,
sudden they weren't there, like if day 2 you were not wearing a Venom shirt, like what does that say about you? I don't know.
it
Like
would be it would be
Not
weird.
good things. I also have to say that because I mentioned this in a past episode, but your outfit's really important in this medium because you're only getting like this character that's on screen, and a
Yeah.
huge part of like what that is as a viewer is like what you're wearing and the vibe that you're giving off. So
I agree
that's the
with
vibe
that.
you chose, CJ, was
Yeah, I
Venom.
mean, if I got some likes, great. I don't know if I would get some hate from the shirt. I mean,
No, no.
Venom is the anti-hero played by the beloved Tom Hardy. If
We love
nobody knew.
Venom in this house, one and
So
We
two.
do.
there you go. I
Let
agree
there
with
be
you.
carnage, okay? All
Yes,
right.
let there be carnage.
I love those movies so much. I think Gabrielle was a little freaked out at those things. She just doesn't love the demony, many teeth type vibe. But
So
it's
you're
if I had
torturing her with these
pretty
shirts.
much, yeah, honestly. And now I have like 3 of them. I have 2 of the same one, and then I got a different one that I got for like Christmas or whatever. That's just like
Yeah.
is a different
You're
design. And
truly
now I
like a
have
cartoon
this
character.
shirt, literally.
Yeah. Yep.
You know,
You just wear the same thing every day. All right.
I'm like
Okay. So
codename Kids Next Door.
we have an episode to talk about here.
Yeah.
Um, and
That was
it's
important
meaty.
though.
It's a meaty
It is
episode.
meaty.
Okay, so we got to start talking. So, the episode opens up, and our lovely Jessica is giving a little bit of perspective on the girls' alliance that we didn't get in the
Yes.
edit last episode.
Yes, and I gave more perspective on this last deep dive because I did a lot happened in those last 5 minutes, but the main thing that I took away from this is I look so sad and hopeless and there's not really much else to say.
Yeah,
I
I wrote feels hopeless.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I said I
literally
was
wrote
feeling
sorry.
It's
My
okay.
notes I have here, hopeless and lied to. I just wrote woof and LOL. Like that was it.
Yeah.
Everyone wanting to get me out was the quote
Yeah.
in the beginning there.
Yeah, I didn't write the exact quote, but I know I said something about I feel hopeless for the time to come. I think is what I said.
a little melodramatic.
Yeah,
Was a
looking
lot.
back for sure.
Yeah,
At the time it felt very real
good,
and very
yeah,
raw.
good lighting.
Nice. Sorry. But yeah, you were sad. For sure.
Yeah,
For
I was
sure.
sad. Yeah. Not really much else to say there. I
Yeah.
think just in general, I think what can be said is that I was blinded by my hopelessness this vote out episode because I don't really think I took all the avenues that were available to me or even saw them.
Yeah, I also wrote a quote here from your little confessional. You said, "I think the girls understand where I was coming from." And they did not understand.
Yeah, yeah, they didn't understand. And but I will say there was the conversation that I have later with Olivia, Gabby, and Allie. It seemed like they maybe understood, but yeah.
Maybe
Or
not
were they just
everyone.
playing the game?
No. Yeah, no, there was certainly there was bad blood on the merge tribe this episode.
It was kind of crazy too, rewatching it, like the immediate pain that I felt, like just from all around, just the energy. I was like, oh my goodness, this is this. And then into the middle of the episode too, I was like, I don't feel well. I was like, my heart hurts.
Yeah, this was a toughie.
Yeah, hard to watch. But we go to a conversation with like a group of people, and Olivia is like telling a bunch of people, including Dylan, that they had this like master plan to make it
This
seem like
shoddy.
they were gonna go for you, CJ, but
It's freaking shoddy.
it was Zach all along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she says that it might still be the plan. And if you guys had gone to tribal, like you might have gone. What do you think that would have happened?
I don't know. I to be honest, I feel like I had an idea of what was happening in almost every situation during the time while I was there, and then watching it back again, I felt clueless watching it back. I was like, just read her, you know what I mean? Like, don't, I don't know. Like, it just everything was so sus, and I just was so frustrated that she kept talking about like just talking, period, revealing so much, and as you get into the I think she mentions it at the oh man, during the game. But I don't know if it was at the game or after the game. But she's just like spilling the beans, man. And I look, I even wrote down classic Olivia talking some nonsense and that she just like spilled the beans. That's literally what I wrote.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Allie refers to her later as a blabbermouth.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, she did,
I
and
think
you're
that's
right.
accurate.
During the competition, she was like one of the people you can't
Yeah.
trust your secrets with.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
Bro,
I think is valid here.
Yeah.
was
And
crazy.
we'll get to that challenge. There's a lot to dissect
Yeah,
there.
there's a lot to talk about
For
there.
sure.
I have notes.
Yeah, but we're gonna get there. Yeah, okay, so let's talk about, do we think that that's like, what repercussions is her like saying that to Dylan possibly have?
Saying that she wants CJ to go.
Yeah, like being so open about that, like with someone she's not aligned with.
She has no idea where Dylan's head is at, like at all, because she doesn't know that she doesn't know that Zach had been trying to work this like tie thing with CJ literally just like 5 minutes ago, and CJ was amenable to it, and like Dylan and CJ had already had conversations about getting Olivia out, so like that's not really gonna potentially go well for her.
Yeah. But
Did I say it before like in the episode previous as well that she was too comfortable, or
too
was
comfortable?
that was this
Yep,
episode? It was the
I'm
episode
pretty
before
sure.
too.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
I
you
think
said it
you,
last
yeah, I think you said it
time.
last episode and this episode.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I I don't know if comfortable was the right word, but and this is
You
no hate to
love that
Olivia.
word.
Great job, Olivia. You know, during this episode and everything. I guess that's my favorite thing to say after everything I say is the I guess, because I guess I'm salty, but I don't know if she just was playing the game or that's just like, or she didn't know the game. You know what I mean? I don't know if she watched Survivor before, but there was a lot
She
of
had
like
seen, I think, one season, which was Survivor Go Wrong.
interesting.
Yeah, well, this is a conversation that comes up. Is like, is Olivia playing the game hard, or is she just like have
Just
no discernment with like
right.
when to be honest, like where the game starts and her personal stuff begins, or
Yeah.
whatever, like where they bleed together? Because to me it seems like she just genuinely doesn't really have a filter in her real life, and
Right.
so therefore she it doesn't really have a filter with game information either. So I wasn't reading this as her being like a strategic mastermind, like, oh, I'm gonna reveal this information here because it'll cause this domino effect to happen. That's not really what I think was happening. I
So
think
would
she's
you
just a
say
very
yeah. Would you say that she got like I don't want to say anything until maybe the end of this episode of the podcast, but would you say then she's in like the perfect medium for the game then? Because you can't tell.
Well, we have discussed previously, and we'll talk about it again, is that, you know, she seems like an open book. It's like, well, she's being so like upfront and honest about like this thing and that thing. So like, and you guys talk about this, you, Allie, and CJ. I mean, you're CJ. You, Allie, and Caroline. You talk about the fact that like you don't think she has another idol because she would have told you, which leads you to believe that yes, maybe Gabby has it. I think that's
yeah,
brought up.
that's a good point, because yeah, because she is so like seemingly undiscriminatorily giving information to whoever whenever. The few secrets that she's holding on to mean more in that context, because
Right.
you're assuming she's not lying to you.
Like she's keeping the really
Yeah.
important secrets.
Yeah.
Until she like doesn't. But
yeah,
I mean, again, it's later in the episode, but I'll save that comment then for
okay.
later.
Mhm.
All right, we'll save it. We'll save it.
Definitely more Olivia to talk about later.
Certainly. Yeah, so I just wanted to talk about that conversation. Mostly because of the camera angle.
Oh God.
A wonderful view of the Manhattan sky. I'm glad that we got to see it.
And the trees. Thank God.
It looks great.
And Allie's nose.
It was super secret. It was yeah, no. Yeah.
That's not
It's
gonna
just funny
fly.
because the clip starts and you're like, okay, wait, I think Allie's here. Wait, who else is there? What? Like,
Right.
it's like almost like a reveal, like, oh, that's Caroline's voice. And then all of a sudden, like, you're coming over, like, yeah. Here's the other thing. I think that there was some sort of idea that if you were recording with people that meant that like you were like untrustworthy and like you know you
Mhm.
guys were talking game in a way that you shouldn't have.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if everyone's
Yeah,
recording everything, I don't know. I saw
exactly.
you guys during this conversation. You guys were off in a little corner
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
a huddled group.
I agree with what you're saying because I did at times was like, I don't know if I'm gonna pull my phone out now and like make it so
Mhm.
obvious that I'm talking to someone because I feel like you're right. It did feel that way, and to your point, well, everybody's recording, but you know, I think it was because this was let's say for whatever reason, season one, and we were all trying to do something, during this episode. Like it felt like we had to be that way. If you weren't doing it, then maybe you just weren't talking, period. But I don't know. I get what you're saying though.
Well, it was just
It was,
already so obvious that you guys were talking game because you were like all the way off on the side, like
just
huddled in
huddled.
a circle.
Yeah,
What's pulling out a phone gonna do?
you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
It's comical for
it was
sure.
a little silly. It was a little silly.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So that conversation happens, and you're talking about like maybe, Gabby has the idol because she's being like weird about it. Sorry, you weren't saying that. Allie and Caroline are saying that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And that was when I think Caroline said that CJ's not very strategic, but was good to
Mm.
have in the game.
Mm.
Which looking back again, watching this episode, I was like, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's funny though
I
because you leave that conversation and you're like really tentative about the Bad Bitches Only alliance, and you're like, I don't know about this actually. Might need to rethink. And the wheels
yeah,
turn.
Yeah.
yep, yep, yep. And yeah, no, I was gonna say maybe that's when I really started to like plot, you know? But then I
Mhm.
was like, oh, I got a game. I got a game though. Like there's a chance here that I could really, I like the title of this episode. It's Time for a Little Twist, I think is the title, right? If I'm not
Hmm.
mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was fitting for my brain during that little rock confessional thing that I
Yeah.
was doing.
Did this
I
all
agree.
start because Olivia was too comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, probably. From the jump, I was like, what is this? What is her deal? What is Olivia doing? What's going on? Why are we all,
Was there a part of
know,
you that was like upset you couldn't go back to tribal council?
was there a part of me upset that I couldn't go back to try? What do you mean?
Because you wanted to get rid of Olivia because she was too comfortable.
Oh, you mean like pre-merge?
Oh
Like
yes,
that they
sorry.
kept winning?
As a
Yeah.
Oh,
succulent,
ah,
so you could have
I
just
don't,
pulled the
yeah,
trigger.
yeah. I mean, what would have been good looking back is if I talked to Olivia more and maybe just tried to, plant some seeds. Looking back at it, I could have went that route, and maybe this upcoming game would have been, interesting in a different way. But
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. It's tough talking about this. Like I still feel it. I'm like I did so many things. My head was in
Mhm.
so many places. I'm like, oh gosh.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know if
This
I don't
this
know.
was
Yeah.
the hardest one for me to watch for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But I'm just upset with how with watching the things that I didn't know that were happening, such as you wanting to turn on the succulents. Like you didn't talk to me. I had no idea that was happening. But I also didn't make any effort to like try and talk to people. I like try and make my like I just felt like I was talking to walls like every time I talked to
Yeah.
anyone.
And
So I
that's
was like,
the game can do that to you, right? Like
mhm,
I'm sure that's what happened, too. Because I like to think that you are good at playing the game, Jess. So when your back is against the wall like that, and you feel like you have no one to trust, like it's like your a natural reaction, just be like, okay, well, fuck, like now
yeah,
what? I feel powerless. But yeah,
yeah,
I have
yeah, and
I have a question.
mhm,
So pre-merge, when you're in your tribe, Jess, like you guys really like emphasized like you wanted to make time for people to have one-on-ones together.
Yeah.
But it seemed
Mm-hmm.
like at this stage in the game, like people were just kind of, it was like a free-for-all and like little like groups had formed. Do you feel like that was part of the reason that like you couldn't break through?
Yeah, and but honestly though, because I think that's the way that it should. It's time for one-on-ones. Like I don't. That was really just because we had like literally 10 minutes, and we were like 6 people, so we were like, and we didn't like. There was no like previous alliances made, so it was like, okay, how are we even gonna like get out of this group? Like we don't have water we can get. We don't have firewood to collect. We don't have to go get
Mm.
papayas from the tree. Like we can't like split up in a natural way. So it was just like, okay, one-on-ones. But yeah, like I think going into this, I was expecting there to be more like organic conversation, and then like the one-on-ones were benefiting me, and this was not. This structure was not benefiting me at all.
Yeah,
So
I guess you could have been like a contestant on The Bachelor and been like, hey, can I steal you for a sec?
can I steal you for a sec? And that's
Can I
what I
steal you?
did, and that's what I did the first. That's what I did last episode. And I would walk up to groups of people who would like obviously stop talking about things as I walk up and like stuff like that, and it was just hard to like get that information. But then like Olivia finally spills the beans, and I have some truthful information. Um, but yeah, I just didn't. I'll talk more about after the challenge, like my strategy and how that didn't work at all. But
Yeah. Let's
pretty
talk
much
let's
I
talk
was
about
like, I don't
the
even know what I was doing. Yeah,
yeah, I get that.
the competition. Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about the challenge. So you all are asked questions
Hmm.
privately. First of all, when I'm asking the questions, like what is going through your brain? Like, do you kind of know that this is for a challenge or you think it's for like something else?
The way that I was so clueless. I thought it was like a survey. You know what I mean? I thought you were just taking notes on, and it was going to be like a fun little, okay, the game's finished. Here's what everybody thought,
Hmm.
during the thing. And I was like, oh, that's cute. That was going to be really fun. And then here comes the challenge. And I'm like, shit, I should have thought about it more. You're clever. You're very clever.
My whole thing is I should have known, but I don't think I did. Which is sort of how I feel about this entire game. Like being a Survivor fan, I should have known that that's what that was for. But I think I just was so focused on like coming up with quick answers to the questions because I had like very little read on anything that was happening. So like all the questions about like who do you think is manipulating everything, I was like, I don't know. One of the succulents is doing it because like I just
Someone.
don't know. I'm like so on the outs. So I was just really focused on like answering the questions properly.
Yeah. Okay. So we start this challenge, right? Um, and immediately everyone's like, "Oh, fuck," right? Allie is revealed to be the most trusted, which is
Hmm.
interesting. But
Very.
she gets a lot of the I wanted to call them awards. I don't know that they're awards necessarily, but she's the winner of some of these.
Hmm.
So she's most trusted. She's also
With
someone
your life, right?
trusted with
Most
your
trust
life in
is
this.
With your
your
life.
life.
Yeah. But you also shouldn't trust her with secrets, I think was one of them.
Yes, it
Something.
was
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
trust with secrets, but trust with your life.
And it also is the best at manipulating people, you and her.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I think is so funny because I am doing nothing. I'm just doing nothing. So me getting all of these answers like can't trust with secrets, which like I guess makes sense. Like I'm not aligned with anybody, and then like is manipulating everyone or like and everyone's like talking about me like I'm this like strategic mastermind. Meanwhile, I'm speaking to no one. I don't even know who I was talking to before this challenge started, but I think nobody.
So fitting for this episode too. It's
Yeah.
like
And then also my thoughts were like the second that the challenge is revealed, I'm like, oh, there's no way I'm winning this. I can't win this. And then I
See,
was like, I'm
yeah,
screwed. Like I just am screwed.
I was feeling good. I was like, okay, like this is an interesting one, this could go in a number of different directions, and then, you kind of got to get in the head of all the other people's a little bit.
Yeah.
But
I was pretty good at anticipating what other people were saying in the few rounds I was in, but because the second people got it right, I was out like round two. There was like nothing I could do about it.
Yeah, that's the thing. This challenge in particular is really like it's very telling of like the structures of power and like where people's heads are at. Like I think it's very telling that the final three people in this challenge were CJ, Allie, and Caroline wins this.
Yeah.
Like those are clearly the
I'm
people like calling the shots.
Yeah.
I'm so salty about that, by the way, because I had that in the bag. I had two. Everybody else had one.
Mm-hmm.
But because even if you have none left, you could still get one out.
Mm-hmm.
Caroline took the dub, and I was like, yo,
Yeah.
what the hell, bro?
Yeah.
Like,
Something else that made me mad during this watching it back is why did I not like think about the fact that when he could pick from anyone on the board, everyone's still in, CJ picks from Olivia first. Like, why did that not like send signals into my head at all? Like, I wasn't thinking at all about that.
I wonder
I
if
thought
everybody else was, because I even took a note on that too. I was like, I am being way too aggressive. You know, I'm showing my
Mhm.
hand too much at
Yeah.
that point. You know, I'm like just
Yeah.
taking, and I tried. You could see me thinking. I'm like, if I take it, they're gonna
Mhm.
know. If I don't take it, I'm gonna be mad at myself.
Mhm.
Fuck it, I'm taking it. You know?
I
Yeah.
mean, you weren't the only one mad at you. Olivia makes a big fuss about.
No, but she was no, but she said someone took, I can't remember what happened. She said like, but CJ, I still trust our
Well, okay,
alliance or
here's what
something.
happened. He
Yeah.
takes the popsicle stick, and then she says, "Guess I know who I'm voting out next."
Yeah,
Yeah, she
yeah.
says some
Well, no,
sussy shit,
that's when
right?
she gets eliminated.
No,
But
no, 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 no. It's this.
Oh,
It's this.
oh,
And
oh, oh.
then when she has to take a popsicle stick, she takes it from Dylan, and then
Right.
she says, "CJ, I'm still loyal to our alliance."
Right. Because she takes it from Dylan because Dylan took it from her, but that was
who
her saying
says
like
that?
it's not tit for tat with CJ because she's still loyal to the alliance. And then after
Who
that, everyone's
says
like,
that?
and then everyone's sort of like, oh, why did you like? There's like an air of like, why did you mention the alliance? And then she goes like, everybody knows.
To be
Like,
fair, I don't think it was subtle.
oh, it wasn't.
It was not subtle. Which again is that her? Is she playing the game, or was that just the like, I'm salty, so I'm gonna say that? You know what I mean, or whatever?
Yeah.
I
Like
think that was
a
just her.
slip.
I think that a lot of things that she said were simply just her at the end of the day. Whether or not she, like, I think that she would normally say everything she's thinking, and her gameplay was the few, as we mentioned earlier, the few secrets she kept close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm dumbfounded how the last people were, again, were us three, the Caroline, Allie, me. Both of them one popsicle, me with two, and I
Mm-hmm.
think I get the question right. But did Allie get the
Because
question
Allie,
right?
here's the thing, Allie took it from you and not Caroline.
Exactly.
And I
Allie
don't
chose.
think that's by happenstance.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They both
I think
basically
that is very
chose.
reflective of the her like perspective on you in the game.
But did
Yeah.
Allie get the question right? And
Yeah,
then
I
I got her out?
Believe Allie got it right and then Caroline got it right. That
Yeah.
last.
Gotcha.
So did everybody get it right? And
I
then
don't know that CJ did. I could be wrong.
I thought I took Allie's, so I got it right, and then Allie took one of mine, and then Caroline said, "Oh, I'll just
took
take
the other.
But
'cause
that's also
it."
interesting because why would you take one from Allie and eliminate her when Caroline has two?
She didn't
No,
have two. She had
Caroline
one.
only had one.
At that point?
I had two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had two.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
and I was like, "Damn, I had that," and then yeah,
Mm-hmm.
got yeah.
Yeah,
But
Anyways,
yeah,
so
classic.
who took one from Caroline?
I can't remember. It's getting
I
so.
took one like earlier. I took one from
You
Caroline my
took
second
one.
round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have that stat written.
Yeah. I took one from Gabby because Gabby took one from me. She was like the first one to take one from me. So I took it from her back. And then because I just was like, I'll be a politician about this. And then I took one from Caroline because I thought that she was the biggest threat in this. And
But yeah.
she was.
And you were right, and she
Yep.
won. Shocking win for Caroline. Yeah,
Yeah,
crazy.
but is it though? I mean, the elimination order here is like so hierarchical.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's a mouthful. Okay.
That's tough.
Like Jess is first, then it's Dylan, then it's Olivia, then it's Gabby, then it's Allie, you, and then Caroline. Like I feel like that's very solidly like where this is if we made a little pyramid.
Yeah. I agree.
I guess from the outside looking in a because like I don't know, maybe Jess knew more than me, but during that time too, I was like, I don't know, Olivia could be running this whole thing right now. Nobody really talks about, Olivia. I felt like I was the one who just said like, yeah, I mean, she's pretty comfortable. I was just kind of saying whatever she wants. Like, let's just get her out. And everybody's like, kind of like skirting.
Yeah, but that's another thing that should have opened my eyes a little bit, because why was Olivia out first? Like I should have been thinking about this, and I wasn't. Because Olivia was clearly the person I could have put everything on. And she ends up playing her idol at the end of the day anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But like, the fact that I wasn't even thinking about it is like, yeah. But also this is when Olivia clearly decides to play her idol, this competition.
Yeah.
Like when she starts to feel unsafe.
I also think that a lot of these answers are like not reflective at all of like the reality.
Right.
Like Olivia and Gabby are flying under the radar. Like, are they?
Right.
Like if they're flying under the
Gabby
radar,
was
then why are people clocking it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
And like if Allie and you are manipulating people the best, then clearly you're not good manipulators because people know that.
Yeah, I think Allie literally says that. She was like, clearly I'm not manipulating people good if I won that question.
Right. So
and me not manipulating anybody.
At the end of the day, none of this is real, and we're just here to stir the pot.
Yeah. It's like a double, triple bluff, because you have to think like, just because people think that's not true. Yeah. It's all a mind fuck.
Right. And then like Caroline gets voted for like nothing.
Right.
TJ gets voted for like nothing, I don't think.
It's a good point. Caroline was too comfortable, y'all.
Way too comfortable.
Way too comfortable.
Yeah. So Caroline gets the necklace. Wonderful for her. And we return to everyone being hella paranoid.
Oh, people are being paranoid.
People are paranoid.
Like, ooh, that game was rough.
People are also like voicing their paranoia in a way that I don't think is good for them. Like Allie's running around being like, oh, I'm really, really nervous after that competition. It's like, do you feel like you've been exposed? And you're telling everyone you feel that you've been exposed. I don't think that's a good thing to be like I don't know that people were necessarily leaving that thinking the same thing. Like, no, it's not like everyone left thinking all the same thing with all the equal information. People were like drawing their own conclusions. So voicing your conclusions about yourself is just going to give people ammo to like throw it back at you, Yeah, that's like fair. Assuming that everyone else walked away thinking, oh, Allie got a lot of votes like for all those questions, but like now that Allie's talking about it so much, now I know she got a lot of votes for those questions. But other people are just so focused on themselves that they're not thinking about like the other people who got votes necessarily.
Really,
well, it's interesting. Really after this, after the challenge, even though Caroline is not voted for this, people are like, oh wait, Caroline is kind of flying under the radar. But she plays it very chill. She's like, I'm just here to have a good time, guys.
Yeah.
And like no one like brings it up again.
Yeah. And then she like says to it, like her reasoning for like voting other people for things, she's always like, oh, I just like didn't know what to say. The questions were so fast. And then she goes like, oh, I just thought like Olivia was so nice, so I put her for that one. Like that, like
she's like, don't worry about me. I'm not even playing the game. Don't even worry about me. Don't worry about it.
Just keep going. It's fine. It's fine.
You guys keep talking about your thing. No, I'm just here.
Which to her point, I mean, we were just chatting up a storm about every other person. But yeah, I mean, I think I brought it up with Dylan in the bathroom. which was hilarious, by the way, watching that back. We're just
Oh,
in
yeah.
the fucking bathroom, like,
In that
and
men's bathroom.
and then
God.
somebody walks in. We're like, "Ooh, sorry,
And you're
I'll
like
leave."
recording in the bathroom. And like
That
a
was
really
awesome.
intense conversation. You're like, we gotta get him out. We got it. And then while recording, I wonder what that man was thinking.
A
Yeah.
dead ass. That was so funny. Watching that back, I did cackle a little bit. I was like,
We had a little cackle. Yeah.
yeah, this is freaking me out. But
Yeah, we
right
love it.
there is, to Jess's point, is when, if we can talk about this now,
It's
is
a
when
little
Jess should
before,
have.
but
Yeah,
go
I
for it.
can wait. I can wait.
Okay,
I'm a
we'll
patient
go
boy.
on the order of
Yeah.
um
Yeah. What happens next? I'm a little confused by my notes.
yeah, so you're kind of pleading your case,
Yeah.
explaining
Okay.
why you like voted with Zach because he was like, your number one ally, blah blah
Mm-hmm.
blah. And the girls are expressing um their mistrust, which is why they voted for you for some of the questions. And
Mm-hmm.
your pleading is not going over well. You're getting on.
It's not going well. It was hard to watch. It's okay, so like basically I just got really caught up like in defending like my integrity, like even though like I was trying to like spin it that like I'm an honest person because I was honest to Zach, and like that's who I was loyal to, and I was trying to like spin that like I'm a person with integrity and they can trust me moving forward now that Zach's gone. And then I think that like Olivia was really not feeling that argument, and she was being very combative about like me being like trustworthy and stuff. And then we end up, I think, spending the entire time pre-tribal, the two of us talking back and forth about like a conversation that's never going to exit that circle. So that's how I wasted my time
A
before the
lost
tribal.
cause. A clear
Wow.
That
loss.
yeah. And like
Yeah.
I even wrote, I said in the next scene where we pivot to the other circle of people that's accumulating, which is everybody besides me and Olivia by the end. I wrote Allie walking up from a car crash conversation with me and Olivia because she decided to leave that conversation since it wasn't going anywhere. But like
Damn.
neither of us was willing to like, it was just like neither of us was willing to like lay down our sword. So we just were sort of
Wow.
like going back and forth about something that was never going to become agreeable between us.
Yeah, and if we may talk about Allie leaving the car crash situation, there's a bus behind the scenes moment, or a cut scene, a deleted scene, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
where you guys are talking, and then Allie's just kind of uncomfortable, and she goes like, I'm gonna go get some water, and she shakes her water bottle. I don't know if you notice. Look at her water bottle. It is a gallon water bottle, and it is like it
And
still
it's
has
like
like
half
this much
full.
water in it, and she shakes it, and it literally goes. Whoosh, whoosh.
Yeah.
So a clear lie just to get out.
Yeah.
And then you could see her walking up to the circle with her water bottle, like, and you guys are like right across the way, like you're gonna see her.
Yeah. If we had just like looked, and then by the end like of the conversation, and by the way, Caroline got out very early, very smart for her to leave that conversation. But we by the end of me and Olivia's conversation, which is just us going in circles, we look over and we see literally everybody standing all together, and like we run up at the last second, and then Kay's like, tribal, time for tribal. I'm like, oh god, like it's not. And she's paranoid already, so she thinks it's like about her. I'm positive it's about me. But yeah, so it just wasn't good. Not good maneuvering from me at all this
Yeah.
episode.
There's a lot of discussion about you and Olivia because you're the only ones not there. Dylan saying that you're well connected, whatever that
Yeah,
means.
and someone said I was playing mind games
Yeah.
at some point.
Bonkers.
Who would you have been well connected to? Caroline? Because Caroline here is pushing hard for you.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. Who else am I like? Everybody that I had a leg up being connected to is gone except for Caroline. So
Yeah. Who
like
clearly was not
Zach,
working with you.
yeah, Zach, Dom, Liz gone. That was pretty much all I had.
Yeah. And then
The
Dylan's very paranoid about the target on his back.
Yeah,
even though no one's really talking about him.
Yeah, I do think that that's really funny. And also the fact that he, like, to everyone is like, well, I think I'm the way more obvious person to go over Jess. Meanwhile, like, I'm being talked about, like, at every corner that I should leave.
Because you're well connected.
Because I'm well connected
Exactly.
and I'm
You're in the
manipulative and I'm strategic. And
you're
I
in
can,
the
oh,
in.
and someone else said that I could talk my way out of any situation. Clearly not.
I think that was Caroline.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, she's clearly just like coming up with reasons to
She's
send me
like, just
home.
get rid of her.
Like,
She's
Orchestrated
a
them.
master manipulator.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Madness.
So Allie joins the conversation, right? And it reveals that Olivia's a blabbermouth because she had just revealed to Jess that she had an idol. Not that it was a secret, but
Yeah, not that I didn't know that. Yeah.
but yeah, there's a lot of conversation about like how like Olivia's maybe not like very strategic and like she just wears her heart in her sleeve. Um and a lot of underestimating of Olivia, I would say.
Definitely. And people aren't worried about her because they don't see, yeah, because she's not strategic.
Mhm.
But
Everyone
honestly,
except for me.
If I'm in an alliance with her, I also would want her gone. She's spilling your secrets everywhere. That's a
Bro,
good enough reason to get rid of
exactly.
her.
No,
Exactly.
I totally get that.
Because
Can't just
like,
be saying shit.
yeah, like Caroline, like being like, oh, we can deal with her later. It's just like, but she's gonna spill your secret. She's just, like, you. I don't know. It just feels
But
like
I
this
guess
is a
if
good
you don't
time.
tell her your secret, then what's she gonna spill?
Yeah, that's
I
true.
guess.
She can just spill your enemy's secrets.
But
Ooh.
she was just talking. She just
Use
was
her as a
talking.
weapon.
Period.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah. So okay, now we get to the bathroom scene.
yeah.
the
Now it's the
classic
bathroom.
Dylan
bathroom
gives
scene.
you the other half of the yin yang idol. What are your
Oh
thoughts
my
in this moment?
god. I was like, bet this is clutch. Like this is gonna be really helpful down the road, or
Hmm.
whatever, you know.
Down the road to 10 minutes
Down,
later. Yeah.
literally. I was like, okay, cool. I don't know. Trying to remember my first reaction, but I felt good. Then I was like, okay, then this could work. Like my plot, trying to spin some webs and make some stuff happen. I was like, okay, so like let's go talk. Like let's go make some moves here. We can get Jess. We can do this. Like we can go talk to this person, and then we have the majority. Like we just need to flip
Hmm.
one more person. I have I think it was Gabrielle, like in my pocket, like I could have told Gabrielle anything and she would have, sided with me and everything. And then boom, you know, uh, but yeah, I mean, I think Dylan and I had a good thought, we had a good
Hmm.
plan. We just had no time to
Yeah.
execute. Cause like you said, as soon as we got out of the bathroom and then, chatted outside the bathroom, started to walk back. And then I think as we were walking back, um, you called tribal, but then I was like, ah, crap. And then I like was whispering to Gabrielle, I was like, what are we doing? Like, what's the plan? What's the plan? Because, I think I only talked to Dylan for a good
Hmm.
Yeah.
deal of
I mean,
that,
you
but
spend a lot of time
Yeah.
talking, the
yeah,
two of you.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
I am.
he's giving kind of thinly veiled threats that that like if you vote him out, like you can't use the idol. Um
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought that was funny. And you're
Once
kind of
again,
like, wait, what? And he's like, no,
I
we
also,
can use it.
I also think it's funny that he's like, well, okay, so if I walk up to, like, if I feel unsafe tonight and I walk up and I play my idol, you have to play the other half. Like, not that you have to, but like, he's like, well, you're gonna
That's
play
the whole
it.
point.
He
Yeah.
does,
Yeah.
yeah, he does kind of say it so matter of fact, as if it's like in the rule.
Yeah.
See,
Right.
that's what I
Like,
thought, though. I thought that was the whole point of the idol.
hmm.
Because
Mm,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I watched like a full season or whatever, but I wasn't sure how it worked completely. So it made sense to
Hmm.
me when he said, no, like if I play it, you have to play it. That's the whole point. Like it's yin and
Yeah.
yang. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, all
interesting.
right.
So
Yeah.
if you knew that you didn't have to play it, and in that moment Dylan stands up, like would you have said no?
I would not have played it, and he probably would have revealed me anyways. But
Hmm.
going to that point, it was so dumb of him to play that idol. As
Yeah.
Oh
soon as he
yeah.
did it, I was like, I'm done. Like this is it.
Hmm.
Like this is the plan is ruined. I can't do anything. I have to rethink everything. Like there's no coming back from this. Like
You know what
I
would
feel
have
like you
been
could see it on my face.
you know what would have been amazing if you had just combined played the idol for me.
Mhm.
Y'all should have known that I was going home.
Whoa, that's a
Yeah,
power play.
And then,
yeah.
in theory, Olivia plays her idol. Y'all said you didn't want to vote for her anyway, but
Yeah.
that you basically just get to pick who goes home. You don't even need a majority.
Well, you guys wanted
Point.
to get Allie out.
Exactly. So you just vote for Allie.
Yeah.
Now
I that
that's a power play.
But
see
Dylan clearly thought that he was going. So, like, I just don't know if
right.
he ever would have been convinced that it wasn't him. Because for some reason, he just had it so securely in his head he was
I
going.
I think I had I think I was steering Dylan in the right direction of like it's not him kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
and that we can like go and make our move and then like sway everything in our favor. But again, that we just went and we had no time, so Dylan said, "You know what? I'm scared. Forget it.
Yeah.
Like let's just use it. Call it a day."
Yeah.
Which I get it. Like if I was in that situation, I would have too. But
Mm-hmm.
then Olivia playing the idol,
Mm-hmm.
huh? I
Yeah.
mean,
I
I
mean,
don't like
I
again.
get that because I mean, at the end of the day, like she was like kind of on the bottom and like after like what happened at the challenge, like
Mm-hmm.
things were a little sus. You guys are all in a
Mm-hmm.
circle without her. Like I get her. I mean, she has two idols. Like
Yeah, you might as
she's like,
well.
well, better to play it and be wrong than like keep
Yeah.
two idols in my pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I think
guess
it
eh,
seems more crazy when you don't think about when you think about the perspective of the players thinking she only has one idol. But it's also public knowledge. It's not like it's not like a public knowledge idol is way less powerful.
I think yeah, I get it. If you're feeling but again, if you have that alliance and you know all the secrets, you know all the beans and like, you say in the challenge, no, I knew everybody knows that. Everybody know like the
Mm-hmm.
confidence that Olivia has, then you play the idol, like what happened to that confidence, Which again, should have been telling for everybody, okay, she doesn't feel safe. Like
Mm,
we should
Mm-hmm.
try to use that somehow,
yeah.
you
Right.
know? And
Yeah.
anyways,
I do think people were kind of thinking she was gonna use the idol, at least based on rewatching. It seemed like you even say it right before with Dylan, you're like, well, we wouldn't vote for Olivia, she's gonna use her idol probably. Like I think, or you're like she has an idol and could use it. Like it was being considered as a possibility that she would play it.
if I said that, good for me. I don't know.
You did say that.
Damn.
Yeah, I think you
That's
did.
That's
crazy.
why you would end up targeting Allie instead.
Allie
Yeah.
instead. Yeah, you're like, we'll just like shock him and get Allie out.
It would have been great to get Caroline out. That would have been
Yeah.
clutch. Everything, so much would be obviously. I mean, this is such an obvious dumb statement, but like if I won that challenge, I don't know, man. I think so much would have happened. I feel like I don't know where it would have went, but honestly, maybe Jess would have, still gotten the boot. But I don't know.
Yeah. I am really upset that you didn't talk to me at all.
Again,
Yeah.
time, because I feel like talking to Dylan, maybe not so much as you watch the episode, but in my head, I'm like, this is a lot of thinking that Dylan and I are doing.
Mm-hmm.
If we do this, then we have to go do that, and then we have to convince so and so of this, so we have to make this work. And then it was
Yeah.
like thinking, questioning, could it work? Okay, I see how it could work. And then Dylan saying, if I play the idol, you got to play it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah, it is
agree.
funny. It is funny to me though, because you're like, all we need is Jess. And it's like, I'm the obvious person that you could easily just tell me a name to write down and I'll write it down. I have no
Yep.
stake in this, like at all. Like if anyone pulled me aside and said, write this name down, I would have done it, even if it was a trick,
If I had 3 minutes, an extra 3 minutes towards the end before that tribal, I think we could have
Yeah.
got you there.
Yeah.
And I went up to Allie and I was like, what's happening? And Allie goes, it's Olivia. I'm pretty
Amazing.
sure. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And
And
that's
I was
probably
like,
why she played her idol. Because when
yeah.
you walk to tribal we were all pretty close to each other. Let's
Mhm.
be honest. I'm
Yeah.
sure somebody could hear something, but
Yeah.
you know, I think that's why she played her idol. I don't know if it would
Yeah.
have
I mean,
felt any
someone's got to
other,
be the
but
decoy. I feel like it's different, like thinking you're the decoy vote versus like not trusting your alliance.
yeah.
Yeah.
Woof.
But it just does go here. She's walking up so
So
clearly.
sad.
I mean, first of all, let's talk about the pre-tribal. I mean, the tribal conversation, right?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what I asked you, but your answer, you're just so deflated.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the good word. That's all that I felt. And I had no drive. Like that's what's the most upsetting to me watching this back is I had like no drive to stay.
It was sad to watch because I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
You felt
she's a
that
goner.
helpless in the game.
Yeah,
You
I
felt,
felt
yeah.
like it really was hard. Like it wasn't even like it was like I wasn't even like bitter. I just was like I feel like I'm climbing up a wall that's like has no handholds and is like slick with water. Like there's just like
Yeah.
no like nothing for me to grab onto like at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously being your partner, it was hard to watch. And like not
Yeah.
in the sense of like of you going, because I think if you went on a different way, I'd been like, but like
Yeah, well
you
that's
being so
yeah.
sad about it, I was just sitting there like,
I know. I know. I did
This
feel really
game
there was
gets
like
to you.
I was close to crying. Really didn't want to ruin everyone's day though.
Oh.
you're so
I didn't
sad.
want to be I didn't want to
But
be like, oh, this got too real. This got too real. We
Yeah.
have to like
but
take
it
a
got
break.
so real.
Yeah.
It really did. And I don't know about, season 2 or anything, but again, watching it back, it's like it's still you could still feel the aftermath, like
Hmm.
your brain. I don't know how they do it,
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's so tough.
I will say, as someone who played in Scan, I go being knowing what you're getting yourself into changes the game. Because this was
That's
just like
yeah,
none of us knew what to expect. Like
that's
we
a
did
really
not
good
think it was
point.
gonna feel as real as it did.
Yeah,
Yeah. And that's
that's a really good
understandable.
point.
Yeah.
Well, I'm proud of you for not shedding a tear.
And I
I
don't really cry like that.
That's the thing. If you listen, if you were almost there, this is a
Mm.
little fun fact about Kay. I cry a lot. Um, about very
And I
small things.
don't. And I
So
don't.
I feel that I might be the first survivor, like real cry, that occurs season 3. Um,
Oh, you're in
so
season
Yeah.
3? Whoa.
Whoa,
that's not an
reveal.
announcement actually. If you were following
Yeah,
along and
yeah.
watched the
Yeah.
reunion,
So true, so true.
get ready. I'm coming
Get
in and
ready.
I'm coming in crying, okay?
I was gonna say you're coming in with tears.
Tears in
Full
my eyes.
tears.
Tears in my eyes, ice in my veins.
Yeah,
Get
and
them ready.
I was also too sad to even bring my chair up, which I'm pretty sure I'm the one that suggested we use the chairs as torches. I didn't even follow that
Yeah.
like at
What did I
all.
write here?
The little pat on the back that
Yeah, it was
Kay
like
gives you.
I felt so bad.
well, I walked up to be fair, like I'm it's clear that I'm making everyone feel bad, not on purpose, but like I'm walking like with my
Okay,
water
wait.
bottle.
I wrote this. I wrote Jess walks over like a little girl who has to tell her mom she just threw up.
Yeah.
I'm like, Mom,
Honestly, though,
I just threw up.
I
Yeah.
threw up.
I think that I have to imagine for me personally, I don't want to speak for anyone else. This has to feel worse than a blind side. Like I would rather be gagged as I'm
For
walking out
sure.
the door than like have my be marked for death all day,
From the
which because
jump,
each
yeah.
round felt like a day. But
To feel like hopeless, like there's like nothing
yeah,
you could have done.
yeah.
Obviously there was something you could have done, but like that feeling.
Clearly there was something I could do. And then the other thing I think that really solidified it is I was ready to go into like the immunity challenge, like guns blazing, like ready to fight for whatever it was. And I didn't even have agency to do so because it was like a,
Just pick
target
a
each other kind of
question,
thing. Yeah. Like it was
pick an
like
answer.
I had no chance at all, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for your return, what did you learn about yourself? And how did you apply that to the second season?
So I learned that I was like not taking any risks really, and I wasn't willing to like put myself on the line to like make things happen or like potentially like make a stupid move and like that could go right but then have it go wrong. Like I was just playing kind of scared. I also just wasn't like in this rewatch that we've been doing, I just am not, I don't have my eyes open. Like I'm not like being observant enough, nearly enough to like see my like viewing everybody as like game pieces and like where I'm situated in the game and like what that looks like from like an objective perspective. Like I was just very focused on my point of view. Like because again, clearly I had like lots of openings here that I could have used and I didn't even realize they were there. But yeah, in season 2 I play a lot more fearlessly, and we'll see how that goes for me.
Yeah, I mean, which is always a better way. Even if you go like first, it's just like just play and like have a little fun, you know, take a shot. There's nothing at jeopardy here. Except for maybe
I
your
will
pride.
say, one thing that carries over for me between the two games is like I definitely play a game that's focused on relationships, and like social connections and stuff, which I think is something that I think that's what I strived at in the pre-merge, was I had built myself with good relationships with everyone, and that's what got me to the merge. So
yeah,
I should watch it.
Yeah.
Have you not watched it, or you just messing?
No, I'm just messing.
Okay.
I have watched
but not the reunion though.
Not the reunion.
I don't think I watched the reunion.
Clearly,
actually. Sorry.
Yeah, whatever. It's good. You listen.
Venom told me not to watch it.
You're missing a celebrity appearance.
There is a celebrity appearance.
And it's Venom.
And it's Venom. Venom
literally. Venom comes.
Actually?
Yeah.
Stop.
Actually,
because I will watch it.
You have to watch.
You have to watch it. Venom's there.
I'm not lying.
I wouldn't lie to you about Venom.
Shoddy Venom?
Yeah. Are they there?
Shoddy Venom. Michelle Williams?
I was gonna say, have you not watched Venom 2?
Okay, I don't know if there was like a She-Hulk-esque character that I was missing. Okay, I got it. No, Shoddy Venom does not make an appearance. Maybe season 3 we can get Michelle Williams.
We'll see.
Yeah. I'll give her a call.
Maybe I'll watch then.
Whatever. Anyway, so to finish off our episode, we have to crown an episode MVP as we always do. CJ, do we have any candidates?
What?
No, stop.
Sorry, how do I get rid of it now? I don't know how to
Is that confetti for Venom?
Yes, that is for Venom.
Or is this wait, save it for the episode MVP, please.
Okay, wait. My episode MVP was Caroline. Look at that. Amazing.
We haven't crowned her yet. You can
you're only one vote. You're only one vote.
That's who I voted.
Okay. Jessica?
I didn't really solidify my answer. Normally there was a lot happening. There was a lot happening this episode, and it was hard for me to like pin down exactly who played the best game. I think I will agree. Here's my note. I wrote Gabby and Caroline are the only people who have their heads on straight at this point, is what I said. But I think Caroline had a bit more presence in this episode, so I will go Caroline.
Yeah, I kind of also was deciding between Gabby and Caroline here. I did write, I don't know that anyone's playing a great game this episode.
Yeah.
There's two.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Okay, please. I feel okay, for those who don't know, I teach middle school. And I'm feeling like I'm managing a classroom right now.
Well, we were all playing a terrible game. This was fitting, that emoji. So
yeah, no, it's not
I'll stop.
It's not a great
literally
showing.
like a 12-year-old. Anyway,
it's not a great showing from our friends here. Yeah.
There's 2 misplayed idols. There's
Mhm.
a lot of like spilling of beans that shouldn't be happening.
Yep.
There's a plan that does not go into motion because of mismanagement of time.
Lots of mismanagement of time. And that's actually something I wanted to say regarding my game also. I don't think I operate well under 10-minute rounds. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. It's hard. It's
Yeah.
really hard. I think things through very carefully, and I just didn't have time to. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree that and like Allie is just kind of like unaware of her position, which I think
Allie's extremely unaware, and I think that she is yeah, I'm just very unaware. I really don't think she's in a great spot here.
yeah,
Like
but
she's positioned well, but her head is not in the right place.
I think that Caroline and Gabby are the ones really driving this vote. I think without
Yeah.
them, the others may have like flipped to vote for someone else besides.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked their reason, like I liked them and all of their conversations, like the reasonings that they had, and like the I don't whether or not they were trying to convince people or what, but like the just the way that they talked to like pretty much just in that big circle. I thought that they were the best at conversations here.
Yeah, but I think I'm going to also agree that Caroline's a little bit more on top here because I think the win of the challenge gives her the edge. The fact that she wasn't
Yeah.
voted for in any of those questions, she was not the majority.
Yeah.
Yep.
That gives her the edge. And she kind of skirts around people like questioning her after the challenge. So
Very suave.
Oh yeah. We also didn't get to talk about Caroline's consistently never answering a question in tribal.
oh my God, the vague, the like non-answers she gives, I would be sitting there like, for real.
Really?
She's like, it would literally be like, so Caroline, what do you think about XYZ? She'd be like, well, I just think that when you think about that, you have to think about this. Like that would just be like
You
her
have to, yeah,
answer.
you really have to think about your options.
Yeah. And like, who knows what could happen tonight. That's like basically
And
how she'll
who
end it. Like we'll see
knows?
what happens. We'll see where the votes fall. That's
I
always
was
Oh,
like how
so
she ends
dumb. So dumb to not pick up on any of that.
she's really keeping the cards close to her chest.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woof. Woof. I started off the
Woof.
episode saying it.
All right.
Finished it with
And
a woof.
with that, we are crowning Caroline the episode.
Caroline, let's go.
I was ready as
Wow,
well.
you weren't ready, Jess. You weren't
No,
ready.
I don't know how to do that on
Where's
this
the
on this
confetti?
interface that I wait, here it is.
Caroline deserves it. Okay, one more time.
Boom.
Okay, I gave it to her.
Caroline's confetti. Here it is.
Caroline.
Caroline's confetti. Woo!
Here it is.
Let's
Congrats,
go.
Caroline. You got
Congratulations.
confetti.
You got your
You
confetti.
wanted your confetti, you got your confetti.
In the words of Julie Chen Moonves. So yeah, that's this has been a great episode to talk about. Thank you for being here, CJ.
You're welcome. Yes,
Always
thank you for having me.
adding some fun chatter. And thank you, Jess, for always being a great co-host.
Oh, you're welcome. And I'm actually very excited to watch the rest of this as an objective observer. I'm so excited to not be a part of this anymore.
Yeah. All right. And with that, ma'ams signing off.